Welcome, brothers. If you're a man who has a strong sense of self, and a man who understands what you want and what you need out of life in terms of what makes you happy and unhappy, then like me, you will hate all the relationship advice you hear from the relationship experts. I can't stand people who give relationship advice because the advice they give is always as clueless as a jigsaw puzzle without pieces. What you hear is never about how men and women can relate to each other better. It's more a set of instructions to men on how to please women. For example, a real man opens doors for his woman, provides for his woman, treats her like a queen, is kind and gentle, nurturing and protective, without being controlling or demanding, understands her needs, supports her goals and aspirations, compliments her appearance, even when you discover it's completely different to what it first appeared, allows her to feel free to express herself at 1,000 decibels in front of the whole neighborhood, never raises his voice or his hands in self-defense or retaliation, even when you wait to find her hovering over you with an axe she's about to plunge into your brain, never pressures her for sex, helps her achieve her personal growth targets and cheers for every extra pound she gains in weight, understands that having a couple of kids inevitably means she'll balloon up to size too big to walk street with, but still walks street with it, facilitates communication to resolve conflict and allows her to tell you about your no-good self, night and day, gives her space to pursue her interest outside the home, with your best friends, acknowledges his part in her infidelity and gives in to more of her demands for freedom to go fuck someone else, accepts that her children for the 3 dudes before you will always come first and is okay with it, accepts that it's all about her and never him, and feels lucky to have found such a good woman. I wish this was a joke, but it's not, because that's the form relationship advice always takes. There's never any advice for women about how to cater to male needs or male wants. Nothing that tells women to respect a man's wish to delay parenthood until more prosperous times. Nothing that teaches women that loss of sexual passion is more likely to occur in men before women for a litany of reasons. First among them being boredom with a woman whose personality seems to have been cloned from a brick. Nothing that teaches women the truth, that once the excitement of new love has faded, all that's left to hold you together is the power of personality, which explains why there's so many single men and women nowadays. Now consider this. Most people probably have a lifelong relationship with someone they're not related to by blood, have never been sexually attracted to, never slept with, hardly ever spend money on, rarely get bored with, and are still as happy to see them today as they were when they first met them in nursery. I am of course talking about same-sex friends. We all have lifelong friendships which started out as a natural coming together of 2 people who connected on some non-sexual level. I reckon that there are about 1,000 times more successful same-sex friendships than there are successful male-female relationships. So why do same-sex friendships work so well? I would guess the reason is that people don't bring the baggage of societally imposed gender roles and expectations to them. You don't have to do anything for your friends that you don't want to do, and they don't have to do anything for you that they don't want to do. You don't have to treat your friends like a queen and listen to their BS if you don't want to. Your best friendships are 100% reciprocal. That's why they're your best friendships. He does as much for you as you for him, or as little. Your best friends don't want anything from you except your friendship. He doesn't want your money or or babies. He doesn't want you to meet his parents and family. He doesn't want you to go shopping. He doesn't want you to watch idiotic TV soaps or talk shows. And even if he did, you probably wouldn't mind because it's not an obligation or an expectation. It's not something you're supposed to do to make him happy. He doesn't want to mold you into some domesticated animal who jumps to order. He likes you just the fucked up way you are. In fact, he doesn't want you to change, which if you think about it is the greatest compliment anyone can pay you. Your best friend doesn't cost you anything. He doesn't chat your business to anyone within bitching distance, and he never blames you for his problems. He's just a guy with a familiar face that makes you smile with happy memories every time you see it. Okay, Thugtician, I hear you, but I'm not sure I like where I think you might be going with this. Fear not, macho man, I'm not going there. My point is that sexual attraction is not in the least bit essential to a healthy, fulfilling, and happy relationship. My point is that men should choose girlfriends the same way they choose male friends, whatever way that is. For me, it's about how much fun I have in the dude's company, and do I feel I have a true friend in this brother. I don't care if he's rich or poor, black or non-black, thug or non-thug. No baggage, no expectations, no obligations on either side. Everybody's available when they're available. Everybody pays for their own shit when we go out, and everybody has their own shit to go back to when you go home. Nobody buys gifts, flowers, or plans elaborate over-the-top surprises on birthdays and other so-called special days. The way it is with women is completely different. The moment you initiate a relationship with a woman, you commit yourself to a set of obligations of the kind I described earlier. Obligations that never arise in same-sex friendships. These obligations are the most toxic element in male-female relations because they mean responsibility for you and expectation for her. Your value as a man will be measured by your ability to meet her expectations. The less able you are to meet her expectations, the more contempt she will hold you in. But this same woman could have the most scummy, freeloading baby mother as her best friend. Someone she does all kinds of things for that she would never do for you. How come? Because she's her friend and she likes her. Meanwhile, you try to do everything to make this bitch happy, but she constantly bitches, whines and moans, no matter what you do. She's not expecting anything from her friend except friendship. Why not? Because the only people who get to define the terms of a friendship are the people in the friendship. Friendships are all about your power to attract commitment from people who have no reason to want to be around you other than they feel good around you and that you provide real companionship for them. With you, she has enormous expectations because society, i.e. everyone else, defines the terms of male-female relationships. Everyone has a say in how a male-female relationship should be, and society tells her that your job is to cater to her and make her happy. With that said, society is always increasing the number of obligations a man owes a woman, from the introduction stage to marriage and even after marriage. So many obligations that you just cannot keep up, and her resentment increases each time you fail to fulfill some obligation she feels you owe her. Now, if you started your relationship in the same manner you started your best friendships, you would have a truly equal relationship, and your satisfaction level will be much higher, because you'd find yourself with a woman you actually like, and who likes you back. A woman who reciprocates everything you do for her, rather than a taker who is never grateful for anything you do for her, because she thinks it's her right. Now, with that said, even this system is flawed, because there are few women nowadays who are willing to meet you as equals. I will go into the reasons for that in part 2. Later.